going really, really well. I hate to jinx it. And I feel kind of stupid for never having asked. I don't know, you can't win at everything, I guess. Good morning. Yesterday, me and my nephew spent the morning kind of getting caught up on the stuff that I didn't get done on Saturdays. Before the cows start a coo, I need to get a new bale up to them. It wasn't gone last night, but it definitely is now. So I am trying to kind of destroy the top of those hills across my property where there's really no topsoil. So I'm doing some really intensive bale grazing right now. I'm hoping now that we've had a little rain, I will be able to get one more full quick graze yet this fall. Then I am so done with these does being in the barn. They're making a mess. It's kind of a tight area for them, and they can go live outside and poop out there. So I'm gonna take that little hay wagon that I built, and I'm gonna bring that up to the top of the hill in this middle pasture here and let them, it's not really bale grazing because it's on a trailer, but bale grazing with goats is just code for laying crap in your hay. So you really just can't bale graze with goats. But it's gonna give the same effect because they're still gonna tear it out and waste half of it, like, because they're goats. So that trailer will, in effect, do the same thing, but it'll be easier for me to move and deliver hay out there because I can just haul it out with a four-wheeler instead of like having to go in and out of gates with the skid loader and stuff. It's much more difficult. So I need to get these guys out. The last kind of piece of exciting news is my neighbor stopped by yesterday and we were chit-chatting a little bit. She was talking about how she's got this overgrown field that they used to rent out and they don't rent it to anybody anymore because the guys were real jerks. She was asking if I knew anybody who could come brush hog it for them because the quotes they had to do it were insane. And we were standing up by the does with the collars on at the time, and I said, well, I could bring my girls over here when they're done eating in the woods. And she was like, oh, but we don't have fence. I'm like, but they're wearing GPS collars. So I kind of explained it to her. And then I had to go run errands yesterday. So on my way home, I stopped over at her place and kind of checked it out. We took a drive around with the four-wheeler. I think it'll work out really nice. It's only about 1.5 miles, maybe 2 miles from my house. So it's nice and convenient. I will have to take at least 1 or 2 dogs over there every night. There's quite a few coyotes around, and with my kids going over there with them, I'm just not comfortable them being alone. But I think there's a good kind of sheltered area that we can set the goats up in. And I'll probably take Mira and Lucy over there, and I will just have to bring the dogs back there every night and go pick them up in the morning. I think that'll be reasonable. At some point today, I have a few extra collars for the goats, and I'm gonna take them over there, and I wanna see how quick it loads on the collars because that will give me a good indication of how the cell phone reception is over there. Reception can be really, really spotty in this area, and just because you have reception doesn't mean your neighbor does, and vice versa. My phone has the same service provider as the service provider that these collars prefer. It seemed okay last night when I was there, but I don't want to trailer goats over there unless I know for sure. So I'm gonna take collars down there and I'm gonna make some changes in their pastures in different areas of the property, see how fast it loads. I'm probably going to take one of the dog's GPS collars down there and just take a peek. So that's all I got for today. My last group of weanlings was in this pasture. They're done with it. I need to get them off and block that off today. So they're going to be completely confined in the cattle barn now. And this, I modified this bunk a little bit. When my husband, he poured this bunk and made it, apparently there was a miscommunication because he made it cattle size and not goat size. So we modified it to be goat friendly, like with the mesh and everything in there. It's not working. It literally takes like over an hour to clean it out because they have to like crawl into it to eat, and it becomes just a nightmare. So what I did was I found some metal, and I just put some concrete blocks under there and then some boards going across, and I just found some old like metal sheeting in the scrap pile. The young ones can still crawl into it. Like this will fit the adults, but the young ones just climb right in. But now I don't have, like, it can't get deep. So every day I can just shush off whatever they have left, clean it out easy, and be done with it. So that was a big thing to get checked off my list. So today I have to completely lock them out of this pasture and just move that feeder inside. I think I am gonna still give them access to this like corridor out here. If they want to get some sunshine, they might like that. These calves are gonna be lucky if they make it to the end of the day. I keep putting the damn fence up and they keep ripping it down. I finally set up the creep pen yesterday. They're not quite eating enough yet to justify getting a full batch mixed and putting it in that universal feeder. So right now they just get free choice and they're not limit fed at all. Guys, this is not for you. This is for your babies. Can you let me in? You guys, you can't reach it. So I just take like 2 mangled up old chicken feeders and I clip them together, and that's kind of my kid outdoor feeder. It's not ideal on the days it rains, but it does the job. Oh, let's look at, where is she? Or was it the buckling? No? How's your eye? There's a little doeling that had, that's got a little bit of an eye infection. Looks like she probably needs 1 or 2 more doses. So I'll go grab my ointment and put that in. So I just realized that I don't think I ever followed up. I had that doe that had that huge hematoma on her ear, and her whole ear was swollen up, and I was really nervous about it. And even my vet was like, yeah, we're probably gonna have to put some buttons in it or something. But she actually 100% cleared up. Like, you can't even tell. I had her on Banamine for I think 4 days in the end, and by the 3rd day it was looking really, really good. So I'm glad that that didn't turn into the hot mess I was thinking it would. All right, now I gotta find this little girl. Is it that one? She's getting pretty good at evading me because, oh, she's in the creep. She's in the creep, she can't get away. It's looking much better. There you go. You look good. Good morning. I have a really busy day today. The goats are going to a neighbor's property, a different neighbor. We've never had goats there before. She lives kind of down on the next gravel road. I'm going to take down this creep pen right away. Then we're going to have to back up the trailer, get some gate panels there to corral them into. The problem we ran into the other day when we moved the goats into this pasture, there were a couple kids that were way on the end of the woods and the rest of the herd was over there. And when we came back this way, like 4 of those kids didn't see us come and didn't pick up the rest of the herd. And it literally took me all day to catch them and get them back down here. I think they came down like an extra 6 hours after the rest of the herd did. I want to try to avoid that. I'm actually not sure where the goats are, but I think at some point we're going to have to start making a lot of noise and calling them and hope that all the kids come with them, because the only way this works is if we can push the kids into a corral pen with the does. I actually have no idea where they are. Oh, I'll have to find them later. I just realized I don't have my phone on me, which has all of my GPS information, so I'm gonna have to run back in and grab that. I'm gonna start taking this creep down, start moving fence panels around. My husband's gonna have to move some stuff over there so we can get the trailer over here. successful load considering none of our goats have ever really been loaded to go anywhere. Done girls, done girls. This is going really, really well. I hate to jinx it. Burdock. They're gonna be a hot mess. There's burdock everywhere. Oh, Chartreuse, there's no grain in that pan, sweetie pie. Kids fell in the creek. Their water's over there. Bush does not like those horses. Oh, is that Poppy? When we first got here, Beaujolais was looking at him like, what the heck? Poppy don't love them. The horses don't like them. What are those freak shows? Where are you guys going? I just realized I never fed the dogs today, so I don't know, you can't win at everything, I guess. Gonna feed my dogs quick, and cattle get hay, the goats in the pasture get hay. I'm really kind of baffled. I made that hay feeder that should fit at least 2 full days of hay, and it's only fitting 1. And there's really not, I expected them to waste it. That was kind of my goal, was like their waste hay would leave residue, and that's why I was feeding them in those bare spots. But there really isn't that much waste up there. So I don't know why they're eating double the amount in the pasture as they are when they're in confinement. Plus they're eating grass on the pasture. I'm a little baffled about that. So they're actually not going to be that happy with this hay. This was hay that I bought last year. It was just 1 load for my brother. And because I know they're picky, shut up! They already don't like it. Because I know they're picky, I always will usually try to buy 2 bales from somebody first to see if they like it, and then we'll buy a load, and most people are pretty willing to do that. But this was just like new seeding for my brother, and they don't have a use for baleage because they have horses. So I went and got 1 bale and they liked it, and I bought the rest, and they hate all of it because I think the 1 bale I got was the bale that was in the baler from the previous field, so it wasn't their hay. They hate it. So I'll probably just let them pick through this for a day and then give them a new bale tomorrow, and if they lay in it and pick through it and get what they want and spread it out, that's fine. Some of them you just have to count as a loss because they're lactating and they need to eat. They also need water, which I'm going to do next. They may not want to eat until they get water. They may want that more. So my project for this afternoon is to gather every bucket and water tank and muck tub and mineral feeder that I can find on the farm and scrub them all out. So I was having a conversation with my vet about what is her preferred chemical for scrubbing out like buckets and water tanks and stuff. And I feel kind of stupid for never having asked, because I'm just using bleach, and I know, like, from my professional life at work, bleach does not really disinfect as many types of bacteria as you think. So I should have known that maybe that wasn't the ideal to use on the farm. Once we had a conversation about it, she suggested I get chlorine dioxide, and that is what I'm going to use today. Depending on how you're applying it, if you're spraying it or foaming it or soaking it, and different applications, porous and non-porous surfaces, you have to look up the specs on it. And I'm using 100 part per million solution. You buy it in these tablets, and then you put, it's like 1 tablet per liter of water, so that is really easy math. I'm doing the cattle tanks first because I want to get 2 of them done so I can get water back to them. So I'm just soaking the very bottoms of them, and then I am just spraying the rest of it, and it has to stay visibly wet for 10 minutes. So I've kind of given them 2 sprays now. First you have to scrub them out with just soap and water. So I'm just using Dawn. And once you scrub them, then you can spray this on or soak it, give it a good rinse, and then they're ready to go. The weather cannot decide what it wants to do today. This morning when I first came out, it was real cool, and then it actually was pretty hot for the rest of the day. I was like sweating, and just in the time it took me to collect these buckets, I think it's dropped 15 degrees. It's freezing. I'm gonna get started with these first ones and then go fill them and give them to all the animals, and then I'm gonna have to take the ones back that they're using for water right now. All right, I'm about done with these. I got one set aside to go swap out waters. I'm gonna wrap this up for the night so I can get some of that stuff out of the woods. It's gonna be starting to get dark in about a half hour here. And I've had Mira over by the neighbor a couple times just so she could see the lay of the land and where the goats were gonna be and what the property looks like. And Lucy has not been there yet. She's pretty like, yeah, okay, I'll do whatever you want. So I'm not worried about her. I think she'll adjust really well. And they're gonna be tethered for sure for the first couple nights. My only hope is these people also have dogs, and I don't want my dogs barking outside, making their dogs bark in the house. And then they don't want me to have the dogs there because, you know, their dogs are barking while they're trying to sleep. So I did tell them they could sling their window open, holler at my dogs, and they usually, if they're barking and saying at something and tell them to shut up, they usually do. So I'm really hoping that the dogs respect them and listen when they're told to shut it. So I'm gonna get that stuff cleaned up, and then I'll take you along for the ride over there. Getting Lucy in the back of my car should be interesting and fun. Come here, load up. Good girl. Okay. All right. Come here, we're gonna put a lead on you so when we get there you have one on. Back up. Lucy's only been in my car a couple times, so she has no idea what I want.